What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the Hot Button Sports Show. I'm your host, Isaac Lane, and today we are continuing our video series breaking down some of the undrafted free agent signings by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And today we are going to get into the profile of Leighton McCarthy. In this video, I'm going to break down everything you need to know as a Buc fan about Leighton McCarthy. First of all, let me stop once again and pay homage to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers organization and Jason Licht. I wasn't sure how aggressive they would be in the draft and in the undrafted free agent market. Not only did we go after needs and fits, but we went after some good players. The more I researched the players we grabbed on the undrafted free agent market, the more I was like, yo, Light and the scouts and the whole squad, man, they did their thing, man. They did great research. We got another guy here, Leighton McCarthy, who I believe is a diamond in the rough. And that's not really a phrase that I'm coming up with, that I'm coining. I actually grabbed that from several of people who journal and who wrote about this guy coming out of FAU, Florida Atlantic University. They referred to him as just that, a diamond in the rough. So here's what you need to know about him. Number one, he's an undrafted free agent. He comes out of Florida Atlantic University. He actually played high school not too far from here, played high school ball not too far from here in Orlando. He was a 2-star recruit and accepted the full ride to FAU. As I said in the previous video when I broke down Sedarius Hutcherson, if you want to know how an organization feels about a player or an employee, just follow the money. Men lie, women lie. Opinions are like belly buttons. Everybody got one, but numbers don't lie, man. And there are only 3 players that we signed as undrafted free agents who we gave guaranteed money. Sedarius Hutcherson, who I just did the video for him yesterday. Sedarius Hutcherson got the most guaranteed money, $130,000. The next guy on the list is this guy, Leighton McCarthy. So that tells you that the Bucs show interest in this guy beyond perhaps what they show in the other guys, because they are giving him some upfront money. Now, he is not coming in at $130,000 guaranteed. They gave Leighton McCarthy $10,000 guaranteed, which reveals that, yes, they may value him more than others as far as undrafted free agency, but man, they are very high on Sedarius Hutcherson. They're very high on him. But here we go with Leighton McCarthy. Here's what you need to know, and here's why I believe the Buccaneers like him so much and why they are looking to potentially invest in him for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers future. All right, number one, McCarthy comes out of this draft and comes to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with a lot of experience. Okay, this is not a fly-by-night college football player. This is not a Calvin Ashley situation who really only played 1 season. This is a guy who is a 4. Count them, 1, 2, 3, 4. A 4-year starter. Played 13 games his freshman year, 12 games his sophomore year, 14 games his junior year, and 8 games his senior year. This is a guy who has a wealth of experience, and you will see how that experience paid off when we get into his stats and his numbers that he was able to put up in college. He also was able to become, as a senior, he was also able to receive the accomplishment and accolade as second-team All-USA Conference player. Second-team All-Conference USA. So this is a guy who has experience. He knows football. He knows how to play football. And I believe one of the things that helps get these young players through to the next level in the NFL and kind of navigate the curve of going from collegiate to professional ball is their experience. So he has a reservoir, if you will. He has a well that he can tap into, and that well is the well of experience. And if he's able to make the team and make the roster, then he's just going to continue his experience with the wealth of experience that comes from these other defensive players. They like him because of his experience. Secondly, I believe that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are high on this guy because he's a versatile football player. He is a versatile football player. Now listen to this. His first 3 years as a starter, he played with his hand down as a traditional defensive end. That for the most part, he was a traditional defensive end. But the final year, he played as a hybrid defensive end / linebacker edge rusher. Okay? He played specifically as an edge rusher, and he showed his ability to be in the NFL. Since he was able to be so versatile, he therefore showed his ability to be an immediate plug-and-play guy from the jump. Why do you say that, Isaac? I say that because if you played 3 years in college and started as a defensive end, and then they switched your position to basically an outside linebacker, and you put up your best season, you produced your best season, and the 3 seasons before that weren't shabby, they were good. You produced your best season when they changed your position. That speaks to your versatility. That speaks to your ability to be a plug-and-play player. I truly believe that the Buccaneers are high on this guy because he is very versatile. Now, this leads to number 3, his stats. Let's look at his stats. This guy's coming out of college with a pretty decent resume. Over 150 total tackles. 30 plus, I believe it's 34 tackles for loss. And here's the number every Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan ought to be excited about. 20 sacks. This guy knows how to get after the quarterback, man. And I'm going to speak on the culture we got of getting after quarterbacks at the end of this video. But this guy knows how to get after the quarterback. 20 sacks. And he actually leaves Florida Atlantic University, actually leaves FAU, he leaves the Owls as second all time on the list of career sacks. 20 sacks in college football is freaking awesome. It's great. It's awesome. And this is to get you even more excited. His best year was 2020. His best season was his senior season, where he put up 9 sacks. The guy almost got double-digit sacks his senior year. If he can't do anything else, y'all, he knows how to get after the quarterback. He knows how to get after the quarterback. He also leaves FAU with having an interception on his resume. All right, now let's get into his size, which may also give us an inkling on why he wasn't drafted. He's at a difficult size to interpret kind of how you would use him, because he's 6'3", 225 pounds. That's not very big at all for a defensive end. I mean, of course he could get by as a linebacker, but that's almost safety size, right? Let me know in the comments how you feel about his size. 6'3", 225. He is very long. He is long. If you go watch his film, you'll see that he is long and he plays long. He has long arms and big hands. So he actually looks like a wide receiver. He kind of looks like Mike Evans a little bit as far as his body shape. Now, he's well put together, you know, but he's on the smaller side, 6'3", 225. So where do you put a guy like that? You know what I mean? He's 6'3", he's not 6'5", 6'6" like Joe Tryon. He's not 260 pounds. You know, he's 6'3", 225. So that's why I believe his senior year, FAU said, okay, we're going to play around with this a little bit. And I believe we'll see somewhat of the same thing, especially early on preseason training camp with him at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, let's get into something even more interesting. Let's get into his pro day. Now, I'm not going to lie, y'all. Hot Button Nation, I was very surprised at his pro day, but not necessarily in a good way, especially with his 40 time. So I'm expecting this guy to post up a 40, 6'3", 225. I'm expecting him to run at least a 4'6". 4'6", maybe even a 4'5", because he plays fast. So this is one of those situations, right, Okay, so with Sedarius Hutcherson, he ran a 4.940. That's my son again. I got my son Legend here with me. He ran a 4.940, right? At 330 plus pounds. But he doesn't look like it on film. This guy's the direct opposite. He ran a 4.8 at 225 pounds. Actually a 4.88. That's not moving for a guy at 225. He ran a 4.88 at 225. But when you watch his film, you can't tell me he's not running a 4.5 or a 4.6. Okay? The guy is very, 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 very good. He uses his speed very, very well, and we'll get more into that in a minute. Put up 24 reps on the bench. I wouldn't expect him to do much because he's not a big guy. 78-inch wingspan, like a 6'7" wingspan, 78-inch wingspan. Watch this, Bucs fan. 41-inch vert, and he measured with almost 10-inch hands. I like those measurables. It's not Joe Tryon, but I believe those are good measurables that Todd Bowles can definitely work with. All right, so what does the film say? What is he good at? What is he not good at? What does the film say? All right, the film tells us a few things. Number one, he's a solid tackler. He knows how to tackle. He's a good tackler. He knows how to get it. He knows how to ward off some of those offensive linemen. Some due to his size. But when he gets his hands on you, you are going down to the ground. Okay, he is going to tackle you. He did not miss a lot of tackles. Another thing that popped out to me, and I didn't really see this on a lot of guys' profile about this dude, but what really stands out to me, man, is his first step. He has the first step of death. I mean, coming off of that line, that first step is absolutely ridiculous. It is fast. He has an extremely quick get off. That's where he uses his speed and his length to his advantage. A vicious spin move. A vicious spin move and a vicious swim move. He uses the swim move. I would like to see him mix it up a little bit more, but that swim that he has, man, that swim move is lethal. He's able to use those long arms in combination with that quick twitch speed. He's very twitchy. That's another thing. He's very twitchy. He's great with his hands, but I would like to see him mix up his moves a little bit more. Here's the issue, though, and this is probably why he went undrafted. He lacks speed. He lacks speed, which we saw in the 4.840. Not agility and not quickness. So when he's getting off the line, he's very, very quick. So what he lacks in speed, he makes up in quickness. But here's the issue. He lacks speed, and it shows up in his inability to play sideline to sideline. Now, if you're a real Buck fan, you already know that our linebackers are legendary. They're legendary. The history of our team, we are known for having linebackers who don't just play one side of the field. They can play from sideline to sideline, going all the way back to Hardy Nickerson, baby. Play sideline to sideline. Derrick Brooks, Shelton Crow, sideline to sideline. Levante Davis, sideline to sideline. Devin White, sideline to sideline. Joe Tryon even looks like a guy from his college tape who can play sideline to sideline. This guy does not have the motor, or at least he did not display the motor to be able to play sideline to sideline consistently. So in other words, if he's going to have to play chase down, as we see Devin White do so much, and our linebackers do so much, unless something changes between now and him having the possibility of making the 53-man roster and being a part of the defense, unless something changes, he's not going to be able to answer that call. But anything on his side of the football field, I'm confident that he'll be able to make some noise. And here's the other thing. He's too small to play on the line. He's too small to put his hand down, and he's too slow to make an immediate impact as a linebacker. Let me say that again. He's too small to put his hand down and play on the line, but he's too slow to make an immediate impact as a linebacker. I believe he's going to be best used as a stand-up edge rusher, situational football on defense. So how does he fit with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? And here's just my honest hot button opinion. To me, he's a developmental player on the practice squad, but has the ability to make the roster as a special teams guy. As a matter of fact, that was in a lot of his profiles. A lot of scouts saw him as he can make an impact and secure a roster start immediately as a special teams guy. I believe with this guy, mentor is going to be the perfect mentor for this dude. Mentor adds value to our team, specifically through special teams, right? They throw him out there occasionally with packages. He came in and did a decent job in place of Devin White, but he makes an impact on this team through special teams using his athletic ability, and I believe that is for now, for the immediate future, that is what we're going to be able to see Leighton McCarthy produce and bring to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers football team. I think he's a great signing, good pickup, but he's a developmental player in my opinion. And man, if he can develop, add value on special teams going forward, looking into the future, can't help but do that as Bucs fans, right? Looking into the future, he could be in the mix in that linebacker rotation, and he adds good size, good length, and good quickness and great lateral movement, but he lacks the ability to play from sideline to sideline. Let me know in the comments how you feel about this pickup. Do you agree with my assessment? Do you think he'll be a great special teams player, or do you think he can have an impact on our defense going forward? As always, thank y'all for joining the hot button. Fire those cannons. Go Bucs. I'll holla at you.